Man does not really create and he uses creative power that already is. Relatively speaking, he is the creative power in his own life. And so far as his thought goes, there is something that goes with it that has the power to bring forth into manifestation the thing thought of.
Possible. Man, where this guy used to be to where he is right now, he's literally, his work ethic is so freaking sickening, man. Just sickening work ethic. They don't even have a hospital for this type of sickness, man. This guy works so hard. Yeah, my jokes still get funny, so just laugh. You know what I mean? Everyone go, ha 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 ha. Right? Remember what Jed talked about, your posture. Some people, look, you're practicing poor right now. You're practicing poor right now, man. Right, remember, what's easy to do is easy what?
Not to do.
You don't need what's easy, you need what's what?
Possible.
Right, so get fired up. This next individual that we're going to bring up, like I said, you know, he literally, his work ethic is freaking sickening. You know, where he used to be to where he is right now, man, it's honestly a blessing because, you know, this individual went through all the trials and tribulations to get to where he is, and because of his story is the reason why so many other people are inspired. Hundreds and hundreds to thousands of kids are inspired, not even kids, adults. Not only here in Georgia, but in the United States. Not even the United States, across the world. Come on. We're talking about internationally. There are other countries that shout his name. You know, when he comes up, everyone chants, everyone gets excited, everyone shouts. You know, and it's so funny because he's such an example of success that he actually became successful. How many people have read personal development? Yeah. This individual wrote personal development. Yeah. That makes sense? That makes sense. He's on a whole other level. You know, so when he comes up and speaks, you have to give him your full attention, your full undivided attention, because the information that he might share with you could be the difference between you working for the next 30, 40, 50 years for someone else. His goal here is to help you succeed in this business. And he loves helping people. All he does is help people every single day. People call him up and he's there, right? He'll sleep in your house, right? In your couch, right? And help you really build this business, man. So, you know, when this individual comes up, man, get excited, get fired up, you know, make a lot of noise, but just understand, man, he was where you were. He started actually probably even worse than where you were. Man, he's the only guy I love to just brag about and pull up his old Facebook pictures, because he has a picture with a hammer in his freaking hand and a Bud Light. Bro, I've never seen stuff like that before, man. I'm like, what? And to see where he is today, you wouldn't even think that was him. Bro, he's a completely new individual today, right? But in order for you to get something different, right, you need to become something what? Different. And that's what he did, man. So when this individual comes up here, like I said, get excited, get fired up, put your hands together for Mr. D.J. Snyder. Oh man, who's fired up? Yeah! If you're fired up, say fired up. Fired up! If you're fired up, say I'm fired up. I'm fired up! If you're ready, say I'm ready. I'm ready! Awesome. Well, you know, like I said, I'm just glad everybody came here today, you know, because you're getting the information you need, and it's just a blessing, you know, that we have the Mr. Jed Buenalu's, you know, Mr. International here. Sure. And so really quickly, guys, just let's give Mr. Jed a round of applause for being here. Yeah. Does anybody know what this picture is right here? Yes! It's pretty exciting, right? If you guys don't know, this is the new Atlanta Falcons Stadium. That looks pretty nice, right? Yes. And what's cool, you know, back in 1996, Herbalife actually had a huge convention at the original Atlanta Falcons Stadium. And there, Jim Rohn spoke, man, and it's crazy because, you know, we see that vision. You know, I see a vision, man, of, you know, being able to pack this place, man. BK actually posted a picture of the stadium, man. Imagine if we could be having, you know, conventions and something like that. So you got to, you know, dream big. You got to literally, you know, extend your imagination past those limits and past those barriers. But with that, guys, it's time for Georgia to rise up, man. It's time to step up. It's time to make it happen. Stop making excuses. It's time to literally make this happen. And how do you do this, guys? You know, that's what I'm gonna go into. I'm gonna share with you some valuable information. Okay, and yes, I'm gonna go into my story, you know, here in a second. But you know, the information I'm gonna provide for you guys today is literally gonna blow your mind. Like it's intense. But I see you guys, I can't stop looking at it. So, okay, this was before VEMA. Okay, this was 3 years ago.
And this is when my BAC, my blood alcohol content, was higher than my GPA.
Damn.
Did you just hear that? So, I was partying, guys. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I just didn't have a plan. I didn't have a game plan, man. I just went to school because that's what we're supposed to do, right? And so, man, I got introduced to Vima through a buddy on a Facebook message. And, a lot of you guys hear about this, at a big event. A lot of you hear about this at a home event. Guys, I had nothing, man. I heard about this on a Skype call. Was I skeptical? Yes, of course I was skeptical. But was I open-minded? Yes, I was open-minded. If you want to get rich, man, if you want to get wealthy, you got to have an open mind.
Come on.
Okay, and some of the information I'm going to go through, man, you got to have an open mind. You got to get engaged because I'm gonna really try to shift, some of your guys' paradigms, man. What is a paradigm? A paradigm is a multitude of habits. Yeah. It's your belief system. Okay, and if you change your paradigm, if you change your belief system, everything else follows, man. Everything else changes. It's like, imagine this. Imagine if you're in Atlanta, you're at the airport, you want to fly to San Diego, and halfway to San Diego, you decide to make a sudden shift. And thousands of miles later, man, you're gonna end up in like what? Canada, right? So what do you do? You gotta stay on track. You gotta stay on, that you gotta keep going straight, man. And that's exactly what I'm gonna be able to help you guys do. So, it's been 3 years now. It's been an amazing journey, but what I'm excited about is no longer about me, guys. It's about everybody in here, man. It's about how many bronzes we can create, how many silvers we can produce, and how many golds, man, that we can develop. That's what this is about, and that's exactly what we're going to help you guys do, man. That's the focus that we're really going to be focusing on. So, I'm going to go over personal development. What is personal development? Personal development is developing yourself as a person. Okay, and see, I heard from from a mentor, somebody like Jim Rohn. He says that formal education can make you a living, but self-education can what? Make you a fortune. So how many people in here want to make a fortune? Say aye. You all want to make fortunes. So what do you do, man? You got to get self-educated. You got to educate yourself. What is education, man? Education, the Latin root of education is educo, which means to induce or to draw from within out. So what do? You got to go inside. See, because here's the thing, man. I'm going to show you guys the invisible side of success. See, a lot of you guys see like the successful person I am. A lot of you guys don't know what I had to go through. A lot of you guys don't know what I had to bring from without or from within out. Okay, and so, one of the most important books that changed my life, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can agree, is probably changing your life as you read this book. It's a book called Think and Grow Rich. Okay, and Think and Grow Rich, man, is by Napoleon Hill. This was published in 1937. Napoleon Hill, he literally interviewed 500 of the most wealthiest people in the world, the most powerful people in the world. And what did he do? Man, he figured out how they did what he got. They figured out what it took to become successful, and he took notes, man. He was a researcher, and he figured it out. And man, I've read this book like 15 plus times. Literally, I torn this book apart, man. I eat it for breakfast along with like eggs and bacon, man. It's crazy. Every morning, right? So, Think and Grow Rich. What I'm going to go into, I'm going to go into, something that I found, actually like last week, man, I was reading it and something stood out and I was like, man, I'm going to say that on Super Saturday. So, here we go. Here we go. So, okay, specialized knowledge, man. This is such, I think this is such an important, topic, something to really just understand really quickly. And, what personal development is all about, man, it's about becoming a student of success, becoming coachable, lowering your ego, and starting to learn, wanting to learn, being hungry for knowledge and success, man. If you do that, you're going to start taking notes. You're going to start changing your mindset, man, and you guys just got to get hungry for success. If you want change, it starts within. Okay, you got to go within, man, to change the without. Okay, so you go within, man, by developing your mind, and your mind literally controls everything. But let's go in here. So before you can be sure of your ability to transmute desire into its monetary equivalent. Okay, let's take this part of it. Before you can be sure of your ability to transmute desire. What's transmute mean? Transmute means changing your energy into something else. Okay, and what is desire? Desire is unexpressed possibility trying to seek expression. Does that make sense? Yeah. Desire is power within you that's trying to go without. So you got to go within. And what Napoleon Hill's talking about is how to take desire, which is invisible, and turn it into an equivalent, which is money, which is tangible and physical. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so before you can be sure of your ability to transmute desire into its monetary equivalent, you will require specialized knowledge of the service, merchandise, or profession which you intend to offer in return for fortune. What does that mean? That means that you got to get focused, man. You got to understand what the product is. If you want to get good, if you want to make a six-figure income, if you want to become a millionaire, man, if you want to get rich, you got to figure out what the product is. You got to figure out how to explain it to people. Man, you got to figure out what this profession is. Just like what Andreas was talking about. Mr. Andreas Benitez, he was talking about the industry, man. You got to understand what kind of industry this is. You got to get developed, man. You got to literally dive and immerse yourself into this knowledge, into this value, so you can know what to say and how to say it. This makes sense, right? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Successful men and women, right? In all callings, never stop. Never what?
Stop.
Never stop acquiring specialized knowledge related to their major purpose, business, or profession.
Come on.
What does this mean? This means you never stop, man.
Let's
You
go.
never stop growing. You never get comfortable. You never, develop this ego. What you do, man, you become coachable, teachable all the time. You have that desire. You want to constantly be learning, man.
Let's go, DJ.
And if you do this, everything will change.
Yeah.
Everything will change.
Come on.
You just got to go within, man, and you got to develop. You got to understand this stuff. You got to be wanting success.
Straight up.
More specialized knowledge. Any person who has the ambition, the what?
Ambition.
To give up a part of his spare time to studying at home. To studying at where?
Home.
Has in him those qualities which make for leadership.
Yes.
What does this mean?
That's it.
We all have spare time. We all have extra time. What are you doing in that spare time? See, what I do, man, I read. I read, man. I love reading. I used to hate reading. It's funny.
Yeah.
But now I love it, man, because it's changing my life. It's changing my bank account. Okay, reading will change everything that's going on within, which then expresses itself without.
Right.
So you gotta be, if you want to become a leader, you gotta start studying. And maybe, you don't have that much time, man. Turn your car into a mobile university. What does that mean? You listen to personal development all the time.
Right.
If you like music that much, man, you can find music and literally mix it with personal development, man. That's what I do. Because music gives you that hype, man. It gets you like pumped up. What I do, man, I add in PD, some personal development with a beat in the background, and I'm like, man, and it's like just going right in my brain, man. It's going right into my subconscious mind. And what happens when information goes into your subconscious mind? When information goes into your subconscious mind, man, it literally expresses itself out to other people's subconscious mind.
Yeah.
And what do you do when you do this? You teach them without even knowing it. By growing yourself. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so right here, study, practice, teach. Study, practice, teach. Who teaches this? Jim Rohn talks about this. But what do you got to do? You got to start teaching this, man. You got to study. You got to study. When you're at home, man, you got to study all the time. Whether you're in the car, study. What do? You practice. You practice what you study, and then you teach. You practice and then you teach. So let's say it, together. Study, practice, teach. Again, study, practice, teach. One more time. Study, practice, teach. Boom. Next, man. This book right here, man. This guy, man, Wallace V. Waddles. This book is phenomenal, guys. I've been reading this same book for 2 months. Every single day I read a chapter. Today I read a chapter. Tomorrow I'm gonna read a chapter. Man, because in it says don't stop reading this book until you attain what you want. And I have not yet hit my goal, so what am I going to do, man? I'm going to read and study this book. And yeah, it might sound weird to be reading the same book. I don't care, man. We're getting rich. I don't care if I'm... Come on! That's what it's about. So this book was actually, Wallace V. Waddles was before Napoleon Hill. This was like 1908, 1913, right around that time. Napoleon Hill was 1937, so 30 years after, man. Wow. This guy knows what's up, man. If you read this book, your mind's gonna just expand, dude. Literally, your mind's just gonna be enhanced, and you're really gonna understand, some of the concepts it takes not only to get rich, but to attain any result that it is that you seek.
Right.
Okay, so we're gonna go into a very important, topic is gratitude. And I think wherever you're at in your life, whether you're at a good spot, bad spot, if anything bad happens in your life, I think you can think of something that you're grateful for. Okay, so let's check this out. The grateful mind continually expects good things. Let's think about that again. Sure. The grateful mind continually expects good things.
Wow.
If you just got in a car accident, it's gonna suck, right? But if you're grateful, if you find something to be grateful about, the grateful mind continually expects good things. So if something negative happens, man, think automatically what you're starting to be grateful for. Because that starts to shift. That shifts your mindset. Does that make sense? Do you guys see this?
Yes.
You see how powerful this concept is?
Yes.
Right. Wow.
Mind blowing.
The grateful mind continually expects good things. And expectation becomes faith. Expectation becomes faith. What is expectation? Expectation is seeing yourself already having what you want. You're expecting it to show up. Desire, do you remember what desire is? Desire is unexpressed possibility seeking itself within out. Right? That's going to push you. Now, the expectation that you have is going to pull you to your result. Does this make sense?
Yes.
The grateful mind continually expects good things, and expectation becomes faith. The reaction of the gratitude upon one's own mind produces faith, and every outgoing wave of gratitude or grateful thanksgiving increases faith. The whole process of mental adjustment and atonement can be summed up in one word, and that one word is what? Gratitude.
Come on.
So if you guys are not where you're at, start becoming grateful. Think about whatever it is you're grateful for. Maybe it's your family, man, your parents, your significant other, even your business. You know, grateful to be around people like this. You know, grateful that literally the sun comes up and it goes back around the earth, and that we, you know, have an opportunity to live here on planet Earth, man.
Yep.
You just got to become grateful, and this sets you up in a positive vibration. Because here's the thing. I don't know if you guys know this, but first, I don't know if you heard Napoleon Hill, the first chapter, thoughts become things. Thoughts become what? Things. Thoughts become things. Everything starts invisible, starts as a thought. Okay, and what your thought does, that determines what kind of vibration you're in. And what do I mean by vibration? Vibration is the feeling.
Yep.
It's the feeling of how you're in, man. If you're in a negative vibration, you're gonna be what? Attracting negative things, man. If you're in a positive vibration, you're gonna be attracting positive things. It's called the law of attraction, and going even deeper into it, it's the law of vibration, man. Everything on this planet is moving. And you can attract to you what you want by changing your thoughts, which change your feelings, which change your actions, which then change your results, okay?
Wow.
So it all goes back, man. If you want to start changing your attitude, you got to go to being grateful and having, being grateful in your life. And, if you really understand this concept, if you really want to know, how to get rich, man, how to attain any result you want, you become grateful for the things that you want and don't yet have.
Come on.
Does this make sense? Yeah. Does this make sense? Okay, so for an example, one of my goals, man, is to have a Corvette Stingray. That'd be pretty sweet, right? Because see, if you want to get rich, man, you deserve to live a wealthy lifestyle, man. You deserve to eat phenomenal food, dress however you want to dress. You deserve, as a human being, given God mental faculties, to determine the results in your life, man. You deserve to live an abundant life, man. We live in an abundant world. What do? You grab the abundance and you make it freaking happen, man.
Yes.
Come on! Man, we all can live the life we want. Everybody. There's enough room for everybody. There's enough money for everybody. You just got to decide.
Right.
You just got to make a decision to make it happen, man. And what do? You become grateful to set yourself up in a positive vibration to attract positive results, man. That's how it happens. So right here, man.